This thread locker's really like thick because it kind of dried up a little bit. Even though this is anaerobic thread locker, anaerobic means basically it has to be sealed from air in order to actually cure. But it's been like just sitting out in the open, so it kind of gets pasty, which is perfect for here because when it's all wet and stuff, it'll actually drip really fast, get all over your vehicle. So this will never really fully cure until like this nut's on there, and then once it's on there, the threads will seal it on each the ends, and then that's when your thread locker will actually fully cure, and then it'll turn into a powder once you break it loose. If you have any trouble with any type of thread locker, the way to get it off is heat it up. This one you won't have to heat up, only because it's like really easy to take off. It's not the really strong stuff. So once that's on there, it's gonna look like this. And then basically you're gonna take your extension with your number 10 socket and tighten it. So let me finish tightening that. It'll snug it up and then give it a 1/4 inch turn. And that's about right. And now your paddle shifters work. I did the same to the other side already. So you just plug in your plug with this little tab. There's a little tab right here. So you make sure that that little tab right there is facing down. You plug it in. And then boom. It's in there. And now you installed your paddle shifters. Now to install the shroud. Okay, to install your shroud, basically you gotta finesse this thing back in. I'm gonna start the car, and then I'm gonna rotate the steering wheel. There. So, as you can see, once I was able to loosen this up, I'll lock that in place. I rotated the steering wheel only to try to get that groove in here first, and then I'll worry about basically pushing this up in there. So you push up in there. So it's gonna have a gap only because I believe I need to put the sides in first to kind of get this clip to clip, and then these are what lock in to here. So I could actually turn off the car, or I could turn this sideways. I'll turn the steering wheel sideways so you guys can see. So basically what we're gonna do is add this other half of it. So once you add the other half, as you can see, it seals the rest of it up, because there's a tab right here on this one that connects here, and then these ones push into this siding. Let me see if I can show you. So this is the other piece. So these little tabs connect to this back piece of the shroud, and then there's a few more down here at the bottom that connect to the bottom of it. And then there's this tab that connects to this front face, which seals it up. And then once that's all in, then you're able to push this all together as one piece. So I'll finish up this other side. But right now we're gonna install the screw. So your Phillips. And we're gonna add the beauty cover on it. So you fit the beauty cover back on. So that's what it looks like with it all done. Paddles work. It's a little bit lighter, this black. It's not dead on. It's like almost like a grayish color. Maybe after you like wipe it down with some cleaner or whatever, it'll probably darken it a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely a couple of shades lighter. It shows it more in the camera than in person, but you can tell. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in gear and show you that everything works. So pull over and then down. We're in manual mode. Click up one. As you can see, as I click up, it flashes because it knows we're in first gear and we're not even taking off, so it's not going to upshift for me. And then downshift, it's already in first gear, so but at least I know that it works until I take it on a test drive. So kick it out of manual and then put it all the way forward and we'll turn it off. Okay, so I measured out my shroud that has the two pieces to it on each side. And if you want to try an experiment with your stock one and you don't want to buy the basically the $80 one or whatever it comes out to, I measured to get your paddle shifters to line up in this. You're gonna have to measure from this edge down to the top, so that would be the top of the paddle shifters, and that's exactly 2 inches. So from here to here is 2 inches, and then from here to here is 1.5 inches. So you would have to cut all this out to about right here, a 1/2 inch from this edge to here, about a 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit more. I would start with the 1/2 inch and then cut more if you need to. All this, so from here down here and then all the way this way, so that way you could slide the paddle shifter in and then pop it out as you insert this back in. You might even have to chamfer these edges just so that, or at least this one, angle it so that way you have something to push the paddle shifter into and get it to slide in, so that way your paddle shifter could sit out like this. That's if you don't want to spend money, and you could experiment on something like that before you actually have to spend money. Because if worse comes to worse, you just buy a new one at the Nissan dealership. But yeah, so thank you guys. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.